And we've got a lot of clips of the State of Confusion speech from last night. I'm not going to punish you with all of them, but I want you to hear. I want you to hear some of this. You have to hear it with the right mindset. Listen to it with the right mindset. For example, let's listen to cut 6, Mr. Producer. Obama last night at the State of Confusion speech. Go ahead.
We know our economy is stronger when we reward an honest day's work with honest wages. But today...
All right, stop. What does that mean? Anybody? Can anybody tell me an honest day's work with honest wages? First of all, I want to help the president and his speechwriter. Inanimate objects don't have character or personalities. So they're not honest, they're not dishonest, they are what they are. For instance, I'm speaking now into a microphone. The microphone's not honest or dishonest, it's called a microphone. So even if you're going to come up with this mindless, platitudinous bullcrap, at least make some sense. So let us rewind it back to the beginning, Mr. Producer. Cut 6, go.
We know our economy is stronger when we reward an honest day's work with honest wages. But today...
Stop a second. May I ask you another question? Why does every speaker want to sound like Bill Clinton? Have you noticed that, Mr. Producer? The sort of the odd inflections, the odd pauses. All right, let's start over. Cut 6, go.
We know our economy is stronger when we reward an honest day's work with honest wages. But today, a full-time worker making the minimum wage earns $14,500 a year, even with the tax relief we put in place.
Oh, stop. Oh, the tax relief we put in place, like the payroll tax increase? That wasn't tax relief you put in place. And nobody expects somebody forever to live on the minimum wage. It's called the minimum wage, not the maximum wage. Have you noticed, ladies and gentlemen? It's the minimum wage. Well, I have to say, the minimum wage. And if you're living on the minimum wage, what he doesn't tell you is you get basically free health care. If that's what you're earning, you also get food stamps. I could go on and on. So you're not really living on $14,500 a year. We've looked at these studies in the past. I don't have them at my fingertips. You're really living on 2.5, 3 times that much a year. Well, that's not enough, Mark. Okay, fine. Then get off your ass and do something else. There, I said it. I'm not a politician. It's not my job or anybody else's job to make sure you're earning $40 or $50 or $60,000 a year. It's your job. And if Obama would unleash the economy rather than putting his boot on its throat, there'd be more jobs at $40, $50, $70, $80, $100,000 a year. Go ahead, Mr. Producer.
Family with 2 kids that earns the minimum wage still lives below the poverty line. That's wrong. That's why since the last time this Congress raised the minimum wage, 19 states have chosen to bump theirs even higher.
Stop. All right, so 19 states have chosen to bump theirs higher. Great. And 31 states have chosen not to. And, you know, that's the way it's supposed to work. I mean, really, there's not supposed to be a minimum wage at all. Walter Williams has explained it. Tom Sowell's explained it. Milton Friedman. Anybody with 2 IQ economic literacy understands. This is why we have 25% unemployment among young people in this country. They can't get an initial job in order to work their way up the ladder. Nobody expects somebody to be working the fryer at McDonald's for 30 years. But you start with the fryer. Then you move up to the hamburgers. Then you move up to the milkshakes. Then you move up to the salads. Then you move up to assistant manager. Then you move up to deputy manager. Then you move up to manager. That's the way it works in our country, Mr. Obama. You've never done this, so you don't get it. Go ahead, Mr. Producer.
Tonight, let's declare that in the wealthiest nation on earth, no one who works full-time should have to live in poverty, and raise the federal minimum wage to $9 an hour.
If we raise the federal minimum wage to $9 an hour, this guy, does he know math? They're still in poverty, as the federal government defines poverty. Oh, yes, it's true. And you know what else? We don't include in our poverty measurement the government benefits that you receive. Now, I'm not saying people should live off this. I'm saying people who don't want to live like this have to find other ways to make it a living, an income. The country's broke. I mean, how much more can we do? And by the way, what would happen in this economy, which has never broken out of the recession, the worst recovery in American history, flat on its back, no growth, massive tax increases on small, medium, and big business, tax increases under Obamacare, Obamacare's regulations, the costs going up through the roof. What do you think would happen if there's a marginal position open where somebody's thinking about hiring, not sure, and then the minimum wage kicks up to $9 an hour? You and I all know what would happen. It's basic logic. More unemployment. More people on the welfare system. Is Obama a certifiable idiot? Or just a certifiable ideologue? I guess they're not mutually exclusive, are they? And then there was more. Let's get cut 4 ready. The president has an idea. And of course, whenever he has an idea, he puts it in a speech. And whenever he puts it in a speech, that idea must become law. Cut 4, go.
Tonight, I propose a fix-it-first program to put people to work as soon as possible on our most urgent repairs, like the nearly 70,000 structurally deficient bridges across the country.
All right, let's stop a second. Didn't we go through this with the stimulus? Almost $1 trillion. That money has been put in the federal budget every year since, so it's been in the federal budget 4 times. Almost $4 trillion. I thought we were going to build the bridges and fix the bridges and the roads and the pathways and all the rest of it. I thought this was the fix it first already, the stimulus. Trillions of dollars now. Only about 10% of it actually went towards fixing anything. Most of it was used to redistribute wealth to his favorite constituent groups and causes. 70,000 structurally deficient bridges. So we're going to nationalize all the bridges and roads in this country like everything else. And we'll just call it the Fix It First program. Or the FIFP. And that's right. We'll put people to work fixing bridges. So in other words, if you're an accountant who's out of work, a painter who's out of work, a waitress or waiter who's out of work, trucker who's out of work, you're going to learn how to build bridges. That's right. And fix them and maintain them. Obama will train you himself. You know, ladies and gentlemen, building bridges, fixing bridges, that takes some serious knowledge. Like an engineering degree and all kinds of experience. How many more times are we going to fall for this claptrap? Another training program, another employment program. I've got the best employment and training program known to man. It's called capitalism. But Obama rejects it. He despises it. And where's this money going to come from? Oh, it's all paid for, not 1 penny. He said that about Obamacare. He lied as he drags the nation into bankruptcy. Now, let's listen to cut 2, Obama on Obamacare. Go.
Already, the Affordable Care Act is helping to slow the growth of health care costs.
Stop. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot find a single news article that supports that proposition. Not one. Not one. But I can find scores of news articles reporting about the Congressional Budget Office, the GAO, other independent analyses and so forth, demonstrating that Obamacare is crushing health care costs, not reducing. The costs are crushing. The policy prices are going up and have gone up significantly. That it's driving people who like their health care off their health care policies, and that employers are starting to drop them. And so he gets up there and he lies through his teeth. Mr. Producer, go.
And the reforms I'm proposing...
Stop a second. So meanwhile, The clapping seals are clapping. They don't care if what he says is a lie. They don't care they're destroying the country. Yay, he's our guy. Yay. Go ahead.
Taxpayer subsidies to prescription drug companies and ask more from the wealthiest seniors.
Stop. What taxpayer subsidies to prescription drug companies? They get deductions for research and development, ladies and gentlemen. Now, do you think we want them to stop having deductions for research and development on cutting-edge prescriptions and procedures so that Obama can waste another $125 billion a year on phony solar companies and all the rest of it? I mean, this is becoming destructive. And more than that, it's affecting each and every one of you. So we should kill research and development on cutting-edge prescription drugs that deal with things like heart disease and diabetes and Alzheimer's and so forth, you name it, and do what? Give the government more money? And it's not even a drop in the bucket. And the wealthiest seniors. I am so sick of this Marxist class warfare, ladies and gentlemen. It's un-American. It's anti-American. Keep your hands off our money. Keep your hands off our businesses. Keep your hands off our seniors, off our children, off our school lunch programs. Keep your grubby hands off our society. You're not bringing down costs. You're not helping anybody. And your Obamacare sucks.